who's not human. You know what this means.
It's worse.
A zombie.
Yum, yum, yum.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2025 horror comedy Queens of the Dead. The film is co-written and directed by Tina Romero, and yes, this is the daughter of George A. Romero. And it stars Jaquil Spivey, Katie O'Brien, Quincy Dunn Baker, Thomas Matos, Nina West, Jack Haven, and Dominique Jackson. Okay, right. We meet a group of characters who they have Katie O'Brien's character Dre has got her own drag club. She's trying to get the acts together for that night. She's struggling to find all the acts that she needs, and all in the whilst of this happening, there is a zombie apocalypse. How inconvenient. So it's up to her and everybody else in the club to stay alive, deal with this zombie apocalypse, and get somewhere safe. Right, what are my thoughts on Queens of the Dead? Right, okay, and I went into this thinking this could be fun. You know, you've got like the you get these kind of crossover films over the years, like, you know, scout strippers versus zombies sort of thing, and you know, and so on and so forth. You know, you kind of get these kind of crossovers. So I thought, okay, drag acts versus zombies. There could be some fun in that. And then I watched this. And I was wrong. This is not a good film, guys. I'm going to try and restrain myself from going too hard on this, because there'll be some imbecile maybe watch this. They'll think I'm homophobic or something, which is absolute twaddle. And anybody that knows me knows that's absolute twaddle. It's just not a good film, guys, this. In every sense of the word. It's okay. Let's break it down. This is supposed to be a horror comedy. It's not scary. It's not even remotely scary. There's nothing that even hints at being scary. So there's no horror here. The zombies themselves look like, well, I don't know. They're all silver. I don't know why they look the way they do. I don't know what kind of message they're trying to give. I'm not really sure. They looked appalling. They looked about as frightening as my Jack Russell dog. Well, you know, they looked appalling, the zombies. And they were not frightening at all. There's a little bit of gore here and there. But nothing really to write home about. It's nothing that can save the film, so to speak. So let's just reiterate this and really establish this. The film is not scary. It's classed as a horror, but there's no scares here, guys. And then we come to the comedy. And worse still, it's not funny. I'm trying to think if there's anything here that made me laugh, smile, and I genuinely don't think so. I think probably the funniest thing that happened was when the guy in the club, I think he was the doorman, bouncer, so to speak, he spots a zombie and he chucks like an axe at it. It steps out of the way and it hits somebody else in the leg. That, I suppose, was the funniest thing I can remember happening here in the film. The concept sounds like it should be funny. The execution is anything but. Now, Tina Romero, the daughter of George A. Romero, I don't know what was she doing this to kind of pay respects to her father? Was she doing this to kind of ride the coattails of his name. I don't know. Because I don't know her. I don't know her work. And judging by this, I don't imagine she's got a great deal of a future here, because there's nothing there. The script was poor. The dialogue was awful. The characters were, well, they were just so poorly written and uninteresting, and most of them really annoying, to the point where I was actually quite looking forward to seeing them getting munched. There was just no fun to be had with this film. It was such a drag. It was one of those movies, and this hasn't happened a lot to me over the years, and I have watched and reviewed some garbage on this channel. It's one of those films where I wasn't sure I could finish it. It was that kind of movie. I wasn't sure I could actually make it through. It was a real tough watch, guys. For a film that on paper could have been and should have been a lot of fun, self-aware, tongue-in-cheek, winking at the audience type of film, that for a horror comedy, I felt it kind of took itself way too seriously. And the irony here as well, I mean, it's the director here tries to, give us a message. I mean, there's the scenes where you see these zombies out on the streets, basically just walking about, looking at the phones, yeah? And you're just kind of like, are you really? Are you trying to be about as subtle as a sledgehammer here? Yes, okay. We're all zombies because we look at his phones all the time. And that seems to be the only message here. And it was so poorly executed and, displayed on screen. It was just like, you'd have to be an absolute imbecile not to pick up on that. It's so obvious that you wouldn't put it in the film. You just wouldn't. Not as blatantly as it does in this, and as often as it does in this. To the point where you can run through these crowds of zombies quite easily because they're so distracted by looking at the phones. I was like, oh no. So, yeah, not for me, this one, guys. I don't imagine this is going to do particularly well. I don't imagine this is going to review well. It's got nothing to do with, the LGBTQ plus messaging in here or displays of that in here in regards to characters and all that kind of stuff. It's got nothing to do with that. I don't give a monkeys about any of that. I wanted to watch a fun horror comedy that on paper sounded like it could be a blast. And I'm willing to give any movie a chance, generally speaking. If it kind of reads like it's going to float my boat, I'll watch it. But unfortunately, I'll also be honest about it when I have watched it. And this is not good, guys. It's not a good film. Fails on pretty much everything that it attempts. Poor writing. No horror, no scares, no comedy, uninterested characters, and quite a lot unlikable characters. So yeah, this one definitely wasn't for me. Let me know your thoughts if you've seen it or if you're planning on seeing it. Do you think I'm way off the mark with this one? I don't think I am, but I would be happy to listen to your comments. So thanks very much for watching this review, guys. I will, of course, be back with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.